Hi, everyone.
Hi, welcome to Cookies and Chat. I'm Marcy,
I'm Lisa.
and our cookie for today is what, Lisa?
It is from the Happy Mixer, and they are known for their gluten-free products.
We're not paid to advertise for them, by the way.
No, there's no affiliation whatsoever. But it is a raspberry stuffed cookie, layered cookie, which it is also half chocolate and then just half, I guess sugar. So this is our cookie for the day with little sprinkles for the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and like I said, we're not getting paid,
We're not. So,
but they're good. They are very good. So for today's topic, what we'd like to talk about is the importance and tips and tricks for getting some physical and mental movement challenging, just for your body and your mind, especially this time of year. It's also true. So I'm thinking, Marcy, you have a lot of expertise in this section.
I don't know about expertise, but there's things that I do. So, one of the things that I do for the mind is I do meditate every day. So I meditate twice a day. I've been doing transcendental meditation, my goodness, probably since I was a teenager is when I first started to learn about it. And that's something, I know there's so many sites and apps now. There weren't when I first started. It's something that once you learn, it just stays with you. So it's not like you have to go to a class all the time. So whether it's transcendental meditation, I know one of my favorite apps that I've looked at is called Calm.
Yeah.
It's free, and I'm sure there's many out there. But meditation can be really whatever you want it to be. But physiologically, what meditation does is it actually does slow your heart rate down, which is very good for your stress, very good for just calming down anyone who's anxious. And even if you're not, it's good for your whole general health. It also helps you to decompress. So, for those of you out there that might have busy lives, as many of us do, um, it just gives you that little bit of time for yourself, so to speak. They say for it to be the most beneficial, you should meditate for 20 minutes. I used to do that, in all honesty. I usually take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes twice a day. I do it when I get up in the morning before I have my breakfast, and then I do it in the evening, either when I come home from work or before I go to bed. And I feel it when I miss it. I really do. I feel a little bit more I feel more lethargic, but it really does help. So whether it's meditation or just the old fashioned closing your eyes, visualizing yourself in a good place, or research transcendental meditation. I know there's a lot of books on it. There might even be a center near where you are. Uh, Depending upon where you're listening, I know there's a really good center in Jenkintown and one out in Mount Airy. But again, with all the apps. But I find that to be very important with one's mental well being as well as physical. The other thing I do just for myself, I do like to take walks. I do enjoy nature and the beauty of what's outside. So just, hate to say you're one with nature, sounds
Right.
kind of corny, but on the sense it helps me to be more aware when I am by myself. Not to say you can't have a buddy. Walking buddies are always good for the purpose of exercise, but just for the purpose of just time for yourself to rejuvenate and refocus, I think is important. Yeah, so that's what I like to do. I also like music is my thing. I wake up to music. I go to sleep with music. I don't know what I would do without music, but music is important to me, and that also helps to rejuvenate me. It also actually puts me in a good mood. So whatever your sense of style is for music, I highly recommend that. Very good for your source of well-being. Also, too, always whatever you're doing, uh, always have some water with you. Get a thermos of water, a bottle of water. So whether it's coming out of a meditation or taking a walk, it's always good to stay hydrated. That's also very important, especially as you get older. I mean, water's important anyway, but as you get older, Very, very important. Um, Other things I like to do that really just help me mentally is I like to disappear in books. I am an avid reader. Admit haven't done as much over the past few years as I used to. Used to read a book or two a week. So, but I do have my stack of books and I do read a little bit every day. And whether it's a magazine or article, I like thriller books. I like books that take me away from reality. So that also helps me with my mental health.
And we had a recent conversation where we were talking about um, the I'm thinking of it as like things that give you energy and good vibes and things that maybe are energy takers. And one of them we discussed was doom scrolling.
Yes. So, often when we talk to people, it's like, oh my God, what good is happening in the world? It's depressing to watch the news. And, the reality of it is the good stuff doesn't always make the
No.
news, but there is a lot of good stuff in the news. Many stations even have where they focus on the person of the day or the person of the week. Or I think there's some TV show on Channel 6 where it just focuses on people making a difference in the world. And I think as we get into this holiday season, approaching Thanksgiving next week, there's a lot of stories around people giving back. So for those of you who are addicted to your phone and to Google and the news and the horrific, what we might deem as horrific news, maybe just don't listen to it for a while, and maybe even just Google what's happening good in my neighborhood and see what pops up. There's a lot of wonderful things, heroic things, things that kids are doing, things that people are doing to give back. I just think that kind of gives you not only a little bit of positivity and a little bit of energy, but also a little bit of hope. Because, again, I do feel if you really look deep, there's more good that's happening in the world than not, but we seem to focus on the not.
Wow.
And
What's the saying? If it bleeds, it leads.
yeah, is that it? I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not good with those
that's
sayings,
an
but
old saying.
yeah, but it is true. Like I know in my workplace, they've started a little bit with the holiday season giving back. Like we started our angel tree, which is giving, getting something for people that will not get a Christmas gift this year. There's a lot of things that Shop a Cop, where the cops take the children's of single parents shopping. And you might see these things happening earlier. I'm seeing homes decorated earlier. And we're, many of us, oh my God, why are people doing that? And so why not look positively and go, why not? If it starts to bring a little holiday cheer. And you don't have to have a lot of money. We all have excess canned goods and things
Yeah.
that are non-perishable in the cabinet that maybe it's not outdated, but we just could do without. Maybe give it to someone who is doing without.
Yeah.
That can make a difference. Even if you donate $1 to someone, or the people that stand on the corner collecting for those in need for the Red Cross or many others. That's something too. There's a shortage of blood. Maybe that's something
Yeah.
to give back. But just something to make a difference. Yeah, what can you do to give somebody a hand? One of the things that I know you hear a lot of people do, and you really don't get the thrill of it until you've actually done it. And I did this myself about a year or so ago, where we're all in line for something at some point, and I know every morning I go to Dunkin' Donuts to get my iced latte.
Right.
And so whether it's Starbucks or you're going to McDonald's, take a look at the car behind you. Is it someone with a car filled with kids, or maybe just somebody by themselves, they look elderly? Why not just take a few bucks and pay for their meal? I'm not
Right.
telling you to go to spend a lot, but buy someone a cup of coffee. I did that about a year or so ago. There was a woman behind me. She looked like she had a bunch of kids, and she didn't look very happy. She was screaming and yelling, her hands frailing all over. And I got there because I knew it wasn't. Well, I said, what was her order? And whatever, I don't think it was more than $20. And I said, here, put it toward her order. And I could
Yeah.
see the smile on her face as I was slowly edging out of the parking lot to see. And, she gave a little wave. I don't know her. I'll never see her again. But it just kind of gives you a little bit of joy. And you know what? It sets the tone for your day, too, because it made me feel pretty good for the rest of the day. So things like that make a difference.
I put myself on a diet as far as the real news.
Mm.
And I try to use some apps that allow you to look at articles from different sides and different viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that gives you more full picture. And yeah, it's just I put myself on a diet of that news though.
Smart. It's smart. I mean, it's important to know what goes on in the world, but sometimes you need that balance. Comedy. We all know that I've done, if you don't know, I do comedy on the side. And sometimes if I'm just feeling stressed out or I'm just tired of watching the doom and gloom, I take some of my favorite comedians or even people I don't know and put comedy clips or the old Golden Girls bloopers. I've been to bloopers
Yes.
lately, like the old bloopers of TV shows, and it just makes me giggle. And then you just kind of forget about the doom and gloom around you. But especially this season, as we approach the holiday season, there is so much good. Just think to yourself, what can you do, however big or small, and maybe not even to spend any money with it, but what can you do just to make somebody else's day? And yeah, I just think that all of that is good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. And the other thing I try to do when we talked about the physical, I don't exercise as much as I should. I'm working on that, my plan. But what I do make an effort of doing every day is movement.
Yeah.
So I stand on my feet all day, as you know, in my career. So one of the things I like to do is, whether it's just moving around or moving my legs around, walking around the hallways, or if the weather is good, then maybe walking around the parking lot, making a point, what they always said, instead of driving around looking for the spot right in front,
Right.
park a few aisles back. So little things like that, that just give you a little bit of movement, because that's important. If you do exercise and you have a routine every day, good for you. Keep doing that. Even when the weather's bad, do something inside. But yeah, movement, very, very important. And that keeps you going too. Again, have your bottle of water with you because you want to stay hydrated. But yeah, I try and look, I'm not perfect with it. And you don't have to be perfect. Sometimes people think, well, if I can't do this, then why do anything at all? But any kind of movement, anything you do for your own well-being, emotionally, physically, all of that, it's all tied in, because when you feel good, everything around you changes. And I'll tell you, it does help the aging process. So for those of you like myself, up in years, and it does make a difference. Look, we can't stop time, but we don't have to rush it either. So any little bit of movement, clearing of the mind, anything you do emotionally and physically, it will ultimately impact your whole well-being and your health. So,
Yeah.
Just
And
every little bit.
We talked about taking baby steps. Like, don't feel like you need to take on everything. It's just like, I call them the New Year's resolutionists, where they're trying to, some people are like, I'm going to do the first 10 things, and that's too much. And then you're setting yourself up.
Yes, absolutely.
So just pick something on the mental side, on the physical side, master that, and then add to it.
Yes, absolutely. What do you do? Some of you might do things, maybe some of you have limited mobility, but you've learned to use the part of your body that you're able to in a good way that pumps you up. What do you do to get your happy face on? What do you do to turn the stressful moments into positive? Would love to hear your thoughts and ideas. I know for me also, as you know, it's not always good for the eating part, but I do love to cook, and that brings me some joy as well. So what do you do? We'd love to hear about it.
Okay.
Lisa?
Yes, I think that is taking it a little bit at a time, figuring out something mentally for you. What's an energy giver? And try to identify the energy suckers, and the same thing with physical.
Good. So next week we're going to continue these conversations, and again, love to hear from you with any thoughts or ideas you have. And we're going to continue these conversations that become even more so important as we get into the holiday season, dealing with our stress level and yet getting that good balance and not forget about the joy of the season. So we wish you all a wonderful Thanksgiving, however you're spending your Thanksgiving, whether it be with friends, family, however you do it at home or out. Find something joyful. What are you thankful for? Don't forget about that. What are you thankful for? One of the traditions that we always do, wherever I am, whoever I'm with, however big or small, we have to first start our meal with, what are you thankful for this year? And that's kind of a nice thing to do. It also breaks the ice if you're with people you don't know very well or people you haven't seen in a while. So I wish you joy and a wonderful week, and we'll see you all next week.
Definitely. Bye,
Have a good one.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.